HTTV in association with Absolute Warehouse Services. Lewis, thank you for joining us. Obviously, we didn't get the result we wanted last weekend against Wigan, but we've had a full week of training this time around. How has training been?
Yeah, it's been very positive. Obviously, when we came back in Monday, we reflected on the game and how it went, which was obviously very disappointing. But we've looked at what went wrong and we've put that past us now, and it's been a very good week of training, and we're focusing on Forest for Sunday.
How important is that to go back in on a Monday morning with a fresh mindset to look at what went wrong? Because leading up to that Wigan game, the training was good, the friendly games we played were good as well. So how important was it then to have fresh eyes going into Monday?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Wigan game, the reflection of the game shows nothing to the effort that all the lads have been putting in throughout the weeks leading up to it. Like you said, we had very good friendly games and a very good week prior to the actual Wigan game. So to come in on Monday, obviously feelings are still high about the game and disappointment's high, but we all have to look back on it and then move on from it, because there's obviously a lot of games coming thick and fast at the moment. So it's good to reflect on it and get through.
When you were back out on the training pitch, was there that sense of determination among everyone that we have to work even harder to get results now going into the last 8 games?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously the break didn't help anyone, any team. But I mean, it was kind of a surprise to come back and lose it the way we did from all the hard work that we've been putting in throughout the week. So definitely, I mean, this week's been a lot better for work ethic and stuff. I mean, the week before Wigan was exactly the same, really. So we're just focusing on working as hard as we can to go into Forest in a good mind.
Obviously, that Wigan game had a lot of differences to it. You had to adapt to the scenario. Obviously, the first competitive game that you were all playing at the John Smith Stadium without a crowd. Do you think going to the City Ground on Sunday gives you... It's obviously something else you have to adapt to, but is it different, and does it give you a bit of a confidence boost that you've had that scenario, but you're not at home, so you're not expecting the massive support and crowd behind you almost?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for everyone now. Every team with no fans. I mean, playing at home, obviously, without the fans is one of the toughest things, because they've been our biggest drive throughout the season. So them not being there, even when you go a goal down or something, they're always behind you to push you on. So, I mean, mentally, it's kind of hard if you do go a goal down, because there's nothing by yourself and your teammates to be driving you on. But, I mean, it's the same for everyone. So, I mean, we're going to go to Forest, and we're not seeing it as an away game. We're just seeing it as a stadium that we're playing, because it's going to be exactly the same for them. They've got no fans, so it's all about getting to the stadium and just playing our football in it.
Do you think it's favourable now to be an away team almost?
I wouldn't say favourable. I'd just say both teams are probably on a level playing field, because you haven't got the amount of fans that you would normally have when playing at home. I mean, it kind of goes to show, I think it might have been a different result if we did have the fans behind us when we did play Wigan, but that's not the circumstance at the moment, so we've got to get used to it as quick as possible.
And you mentioned, obviously, when the first goal goes in, you haven't got then the crowd to get you going again. How important in these games is that first goal going to be then, with obviously there being no crowd and you as players are just the driving force?
Oh, I think it's massive. I also think possession's going to be a big thing, because it's a lot easier running with the ball than without the ball. So, yeah, I mean, if you do go a goal ahead or a goal down, it's obviously the way that you feel more confidence, or you feel like it's going to be an even harder road to get back into the game. So obviously getting the first goal with no fans there and only you to drive yourself is probably one of the biggest factors in the game.
Yeah, and obviously Nottingham Forest on Sunday. What do you expect from them? Obviously they're in and around the playoff spots at the moment. They've had a very good season so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've done some video analysis on them throughout the week, and they're a very good, fluent team going forward, but we have identified some weaknesses that we can hopefully get through when we go there on Sunday.
I suppose when you're doing all that analysis, you have to take things in pretty quickly, especially with the games coming thick and fast now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean it's good that we do get to watch the videos because we'll then go out and do a training session based on what we've just seen, either in possession or out of possession. So that kind of helps to keep it cemented in your mind instead of just watching the video and going doing something else. You're actually going out and getting the patterns in.
Yeah, and this week, obviously, it'll be 8 days between the Wigan and the Nottingham Forest matches. This will be the biggest gap now that we have until the end of the season without a game. How important has this week been to not only reset the mindset, but again to build up that fitness?
Yeah, it's been a big week because obviously, as you said, we've had 8 days between the games and then they're coming thick and fast after the Sunday. So we've had our last kind of intensive week before we go into the games because I'm guessing a lot of the training will be recovery-based and reflection-based because there's always going to be another game. So this week was probably the best week to come off a 2-0 defeat, even though no one wants to lose. We had the time to reflect and we've had the time to build on it. I mean, it could have been a lot worse if we had a game in 2 days. So it's been a good week to reflect and get the fitness back up and go for the next game.
Absolutely. And just finally, obviously, 8 games to go, 8 huge games to go. Does every game now, as they continue to come, have almost a cup final feel to it because of how tight it is down there at the bottom of the table?
Yeah, I think every game's as important as the last one you're going to play. So we've got to take every game as it comes, and we're obviously looking to get maximum points out of every game and hopefully see ourselves safe before the last game of the season. So every game is a massive one to play in.
Lewis, thank you very much for speaking to us and good luck on Sunday.
Cheers, thank you.